Today for science, we're going to do a little review and I'm going to help you get set up to do some weather observations. So if you do not have your science workbook out in front of you right now, go ahead and grab it. You will need your science workbook and a pencil. We will look at our science book in just a little bit, but for the most part, you'll pretty much only need your workbook right now. All right, so let's go ahead and review some of these things that you've been reading about. You read about the different clouds. There are cirrus clouds, cumulus clouds, stratus clouds, and something called fog. So I'd like to go over what each one of these are using this page. You should have completed this page yesterday. If you didn't, go ahead and grab it right now. This would be a great time to start reviewing and plugging in some of those answers. All right. These types of clouds are found high in the sky. We often see them as these kind of wisps floating around, and they often tell us that there is going to be a weather change. So what the weather change is kind of coming in. Usually some rain might be coming in, or some different temperatures might be coming in. What type of clouds are those? That's right. They are our cirrus or Sirius. I'm actually not 100% sure how to pronounce that. Clouds. I can even make that just a little bigger. Let's see, a little better. Well, 36. Oh, that's much better. Should I make it red too? Yeah, let's go ahead and make it red so we can see it really well. All right. So these wispy clouds, they are also what we call thin. So they're not a super thick, fluffy cloud. You can usually see right through them. All right, so those are our cirrus clouds, these wispy ones, and they're thin, and they often tell us that weather is about to change. All right, what type of clouds are these? These ones mean that the weather is usually pretty good. These are the ones that you like to lay out on your back and stare up at the sky and see if you can make shapes and figures out of them. However, they can grow pretty large and tall and turn into thunderclouds. What kind of clouds are those? Great job. They are the cumulus. Those are our cumulus clouds. We often like to call them our fluffy clouds. Nice and fluffy. All right, what type of clouds are these? These clouds usually kind of create a thin layer. They can cause those gray skies, but they often don't bring us very heavy rain. Which ones are those? We only have two left. We have our stratus and our fog. That's right, exactly. These are the stratus clouds, and we often describe them as very wide. They take up a lot of space in the sky. So our stratus clouds are wide. They're a thin layer of clouds. They cause those gray skies, but they don't tend to bring us any rain. We kind of had some of those yesterday out here in Oakley. And then last but not least, this is what forms close to the picture tells us what it is. That's right. This is our fog, and it tends to form close to the ground. That's right. Our fog forms close to the ground. It's that layer that kind of settles. At school, we have this a lot in the winter time. We get to school and it's all foggy and we can't really see our campus. But then as the day goes on, that fog tends to lift. All right, next page. So now we're on page 136. Page 136 is all about precipitation. These are our types of precipitation. Remember, precipitation isn't just rain. It's all the different types of liquid that falls from the sky, but it's not always liquid either. It can be a solid. So this is our stuff that falls from the sky. All right, this type of precipitation is a liquid. It falls when the air temperature is above freezing. What is it? That's right, it's rain. Excellent. This type of precipitation forms when water freezes, but it freezes before it hits the ground. And this type of precipitation actually usually occurs in warm weather. When I'm in Texas, I see a lot of this in the summertime. What are those little things called right there? And I'm not talking about the cherries. That's right. That is our hail. Excellent work. All right, this type of precipitation forms when water freezes before it reaches the ground, and it occurs in colder weather. Okay, you can kind of see it in that picture right there. What do you think that one is? If you said sleet, then excellent work. It's kind of like when there's a little bit of rain, but a little bit of snow. We like to call that sleet. So it forms when water freezes before it reaches the ground. And then our final precipitation forms when water freezes before it reaches the ground. And this definitely occurs in cold weather. Look at that beautiful picture. What is that one? We all know that is snow. Great job. Oh, sorry. To make them red so they stick out a little better. There you go. That one's snow. All right, go ahead and turn the page to 137. Let's continue to review some of the things that we have covered over the past about week and a half. All right, we have some vocabulary words. We have the word atmosphere, cloud, water cycle, weather, and weather forecast. Looking at the box on the right, let's match those up. Which one is the condition of air at a certain time and place? Great job. Yes, that is weather. Excellent. Oh, my square is a little, there we go, stick it over there. Perfect. All right, B. This is the layer of gases that surround the Earth. Which one is B? Great job. That's our atmosphere. Excellent work. All right, C. This is when we predict future weather. What do you think that one is? Great job. Yes, that's our weather forecast. D. This forms when water vapor condenses. Which one forms when water vapor condenses? Exactly. Yes, that's when we see clouds form. The water evaporates up, and then it starts getting cold and it condenses into those water droplets, and that's where we see clouds, which means our water cycle is a cycle that moves water from the earth to the sky and back to the earth again. All right, let's review the water cycle. This is our diagram of the water cycle. What is going on right here? You can use the words condensation, precipitation, or evaporation. That's right. Our clouds are our condensation. What do we have over here? Number 7. That is our precipitation. And down here, what do we have down here? That's right. That is our it's not working to type down here. Evaporation. Exactly. Watching this water vapor, it evaporates up, creates water droplets. The clouds get heavy. This is our condensation, the water droplets that form on the outside of your cup. When they get way too heavy, it rains again and the water cycle continues. All right, so let's fill in the blanks from the water cycle. We're still working with the words evaporation, condensation, precipitation. So number 9, the change from a gas to a liquid is called what? This is our water vapor, but it changes to a liquid. This is what is in the cloud. So which part is that? That's right, condensation. All right, water falls from the sky to the ground. What do we call that? Precipitation. Which means when the water changes from a liquid to a gas, that's the water that's in our lakes, our rivers, our streams, it starts turning into a gas. We call that evaporation. Great job, guys. You're doing excellent. Okay, so now we're on page 138. Number 12, you can answer by yourself. Why do we study weather? If you're a little unsure as to why we study weather, I would like you to revisit the chapter, go back through, and decide on an answer for yourself. All right, number 13. Where does all of the Earth's weather take place? It all takes place in this specific place. What is it? Great job. In the atmosphere. All of our weather takes place in our atmosphere. It's not happening out in outer space. What do we call the person who studies weather? That's right, meteorologist. A meteorologist. Great job. And then how can measuring weather help us? Well, how does measuring weather help us? It helps us decide what to wear. It helps us decide what activities we can do. So the best way that measuring weather helps us is it helps us to plan and to be safe. We want to make sure we have everything we need for the weather that we are facing. You should be able to answer the 4 types of precipitation: rain, snow, sleet, and hail. But then number 17 here, what gives us clues about the weather? What can we look up into the sky and see and have an idea of what the weather might be? Great job. The clouds. The clouds give us some ideas as to what the weather might be. For 18 through 21, we are just choosing the correct letter of the answer. So these are the clouds that form close to the ground. Okay, so going back to our clouds, which is our clouds that form close to the ground? These are the clouds that we often see at our school, usually in the morning. Exactly, B, fog. Number 19, these clouds can grow very tall and they sometimes form into thunder clouds. What are our clouds that grow really tall but can sometimes form into thunder clouds? These are those fluffy ones that we like to look at and turn into shapes. Great job. Yes, C, those are our cumulus clouds. And then number 20, these clouds look like a blanket over the earth and they do not bring heavy rain. They just kind of hang out up there, looking like a blanket. What do you think it is? That's right, it is A. Those are our stratus clouds. And then these clouds are those wispy ones, and they often tell us that a weather change is coming. So when we start seeing these types of clouds, these wispy clouds in the sky, we can often make a prediction that the weather is probably going to shift from what it was to what might be coming. What are those clouds? That's right, that's D. Those are our cirrus clouds. They're very serious. All right, continuing on, go ahead and turn in your workbook to page 141. So you're going to turn to page 141 in your workbook. So it looks like this. These are your weather watching cards. All you have to do with this particular page is cut them out. That's it. All you have to do is cut out these pages or these rectangles. These are your types of clouds. You're going to use these clouds, these cards, and you can always glue them to something sturdier, or you can glue them in your journal, whatever you'd like to do. But you're going to use these clouds to do some weather recording. All right, this is page 143 in your workbook. You are going to do some weather recording. All right, so in your science book, on page 174, so science book, page 174, I'll go ahead and put that up here. So page 174 through 175. It talks about observing the weather. Now, all I want you to do right now is make some observations. Today is Friday, so maybe you'd make observations on Saturday and Sunday. You'll record what time. You'll ask mom or dad to help you with the temperature. They can look it up on their phone. You can tell me if there's any precipitation, and you're going to look at those clouds. So you're going to look at the cloud cover and you're going to decide, are there stratus clouds, cumulus clouds, cirrus clouds, or is there no clouds whatsoever? Is the sky bright and blue? And you're also going to record the wind. We're going to use these observations to make some predictions. So all you need to do is record the weather for Saturday and Sunday. Okay? If you have any questions, please make sure you reach out and talk to me. I'm looking forward to talking to you more about weather on Monday.